million to a contributor, to each contributor. And the average house in the market is 18 pence plus million. Right? I strongly believe that the National Housing Trust need to be examined. The National Housing Trust, and I don't know who are these board members. As a matter of fact, I don't think the National Housing Trust should now be run by a board that is appointed by any government. We have to move away from, because the moment you have a situation like that, then the National Housing Trust is going to be function at the dictate of the existing government in administration. Right? And somebody on the screen just mentioned something that now, which is very interesting. The National Housing Trust is lending money. Thanks for that point, Simple. Thanks for that, Simple Fix. Very important point you have made just now. National Housing Trust is lending money at 7.5%, and you can't get no house for that money on the market. So what's the point? And you who are getting the loan have to find money to make a deposit on whatever house you have in. It can't be like that. So the National Housing Trust in Jamaica today must be re-examined. How it's functioning. I was just listening to an article by MP Lisa Anna about the administration of National Housing Trust and the administrative cost of the National Housing Trust and the actual output in terms of housing built by the National Housing Trust for its contributors. So what exactly is the plan? What exactly is the objective of the National Housing Trust in Jamaica? The National Housing Trust was set up. The mandate of the National Housing Trust is to construct housing for the contributors. That is what it is. And the moment you have a situation where the government of the day appoint that board, then of course we're going to have a situation where the National Housing Trust is going to function at the dictate of the president of the administration in power, and at the end result benefit the persons who are benefiting from the National Housing Trust is a few. I was amazed when I heard about the salaries paid to the senior executive, senior persons in National Housing Trust. It can't continue like this. It cannot continue like this. Because the National Housing Trust operates at the dictates of the administration in power. Yes, you need certain skills, of course. You have to pay for certain skills. Yes. But at the end of the day, the core function of the National Housing Trust is to construct housing for its contributors. The question is the National Housing Trust providing housing for its contributors at the rate or in a way in which the contributors are benefiting? Touch up the likes, please. Thanks for the likes. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes. Because if we don't touch the likes, they'll send a button at here. It's a computer generating thing. So touch up the likes by here. Thank you. And let us look at the situation. Simple, just made a very important point. What are we doing about the National Housing Trust? Jamaicans, we need to now ask the question, what are we doing about the existence of the National Housing Trust? The National Housing Trust is not carrying out the dictate of its core function. And what are we going to do about that? It can't continue like that. King say I. Thank you, King. Thank you so much for touching up the likes. Thank you so much for touching up the likes. We have to look at it. We have to examine it. And I'm recommending with immediate effect that the board of the National Housing Trust, the board, person who chair the board, should not be an appointee of the administration of the day. Whichever administration is that. The National Housing Trust should be chaired by a board member who's an independent person. Person who is qualified as a board member. So select board members to operate, and then we look at their credentials, what have you, purely on their professional ability and their skills. And we set up a board, and then we select from that the board, select a chair from that board. Right? So the board, the National Housing Trust in Jamaica, should not be functioned at the dictates of the government. That is the problem. It should not be the case. We need to ensure that the National Housing Trust that was set up in 1976 and its core function was to provide housing for the Jamaican people. The question is the National Housing Trust providing housing for the Jamaican people? Can the persons who are contributing to the National Housing Trust benefit right now? What's the rate of benefit achieved by members of the persons who are paying National Housing Trust? What is the rate of these persons? Thank you for the like. Thank you for the likes. What is the rate? Who is doing, good morning, Sir Ingham, respect. Who is doing an audit or an examination of how the housing trust is operating? It's a serious issue. And I just came to my attention, and I feel so led this morning to speak about it. Because I just heard yesterday Lisa Hanna giving some statistics on the function of the National Housing Trust. The administrative cost is over almost $15 billion. The gross income for the year is about 40 billion. And out of that, almost 14 billion is for administrative costs of the National Housing Trust. Something is wrong somewhere. We cannot continue this morning. Good morning, sir. Sir, you. Thank you, sir. You. If you want to join the discussion, sir, you can join the discussion. Right? We are talking about the housing trust this morning. And if you want to join the discussion, so you can put in a request to join the discussion, because you have some very important view that I respect sometimes. We cannot continue like this. The National Housing Trust need to now be examined. Is it carrying out the core function of what it was instituted to do? And if that's not the case, we have to restructure it immediately, if not before. Because the National Housing Trust was structured in 1976 to provide housing for the Jamaican people. Dismantle it. We can't dismantle it, but we must examine it. If we want to join the discussion, can join the discussion. I'm here to spend about an hour this morning on this issue. Come on to me, because I'm very concerned about it. It cannot be touch a likes. If you want to join the discussion, you can join the discussion. Talking about the National Housing Trust in Jamaica. Soon be on there, bro. It can't be. Because we cannot continue like this. We have to now take into account what is happening to some serious institutions in this country. The core functions of these institutions. And we want to look at the NIS, National Insurance Scheme. Yes. But that's how it is benefiting the contributors. Lazy ass, production, politician, friends, thing, collecting money. Ridiculous. We have to change something, some operandi of certain function operation in this. It can't continue like this. And we have to, Jamaicans, we know how to start to talk about these things. Start to talk about these things. Because serious. I was absolutely shocked when I heard the statistics yesterday. The administrative costs of running the National Housing Trust. Almost $15 billion for the year, out of an income of 40 billion. And again, look at that. And again, for a person to get a contribution, the loan is 7.5 billion. A minimum wage in Jamaica today is 15,000. Who can benefit from this? It cannot continue like this. So I'm recommending strongly, one, yes, it needs to stop, it needs to change. The function of the national audience need to change. ASAP, you're correct. Marlo, you're correct. Something cannot continue like this anymore. Because that's a serious issue. Can you imagine the National Housing Trust collecting 40 billion for the year, and its administrative cost is almost 15 billion, and the core function of the National Housing Trust to provide housing, how many housing solutions are provided for the year, and how much members can afford the loan of 7.5 million, and the houses that are being constructed across the line is for 18 billion. It can't work. If the housing trust is lending 7.5 million to the average contributor, then the question seriously is, what is the core function? And then the core function is being met. Is it time for us now to lend to our contributors their ability to pay? Is it time for us to have a threshold and say, all right then, the threshold will be X amount, and therefore the other loan that are being would be not a ceiling. Do not put a ceiling on it. But the person is a legitimate contributor, not abusing the system, didn't get a benefit already, he gets a loan based on ability to pay. So if the person can afford to borrow 19 million from the trust, give the person 19 million. Yes, because if the person is a legitimate contributor, so the money is for the contributors. I'm inviting, yes, you can join me. Send the request and I'll send the request. Send the request, you can join. Thanks for joining. Thanks for taking up the likes and send the request. We cannot continue. We have to immediately examine the function of the National Housing Trust more critically. Right? One, the board structure. The board structure should not be dictated by the sitting administration or political, put it this way, for many politicians, right? Should not be the case. We should appoint credible people who are Jamaicans, who have served, have certain skills. That's why when them are 90, them can't want to leave. That's the point. Yes, Marlo. It is now a time when we have to look at some critical institutions in Jamaica. Critical institutions in Jamaica. How they function. And how they benefit and touches the life of the contributors. And this is one. This is not, and I'm going to live on this for the time being. I am going to continue every time I come on my life. I am going to make it my point of duty to call out the National Housing Trust. It cannot continue like this. It can't be business as usual. The National Housing Trust in Jamaica cannot continue to function like in the present format. It cannot continue. And what Lisa Hanna has given yesterday, I didn't look at that. I read her article and look at the statistics she presented. She have done the necessary research over the past 2-3 years, I think. And it is scandalous what the National Housing Trust is operating like in Jamaica right now. So we have to seriously call on the government and the administration of the day to change its structure with immediate effect. Successive governments must stop take out the national owned trust money. I remember the PNP started it, and it continued. I think it's 4 billion or 11 billion per year. I don't remember the actual figures. That was taken from the National Housing Trust on an annual basis. That must stop. And I hope that money should have been taken as a loan. The money from the National Housing Trust should have been taken from the trust as a loan. The loan is at the National Housing Trust in an entity financed and structured by the people of Jamaica. And the National Housing Trust should have been an entity of its own structure, and any funds leaving the National Housing Trust should be constructing housing or its administrative functions. And any money taken from the National Housing Trust by the government, successive governments, should be in the form of a loan and pay back at some point in time. So we have to take time out now and look at this. It can't continue. It can't be business as usual, and I'm calling on Jamaicans. We have to, at this time, take note of how we operate certain institutions in this country, especially the institutions that were designed for the benefit of the Jamaican people. And today, as Simple just said, you're getting 7.5 million, that's the loan amount. And the average house on the market is 18 million plus and up. What's the reality here? What is the reality here? We're asking these questions. What's the real situation? What the meaning that when you offer 7.5 million, can the average contributor benefit from the trust? I think at this point, your ability to borrow should take into account also. So if you're a legitimate contributor, didn't get a contribution before, you can afford a loan of 18 or 20 million, you should get that loan. Because the National Housing Trust money is for the National Housing Trust. It's for the workers and contributors of this country. And we have to, at this time, acknowledge and look at the fact that there are some serious flaws in the operation. Pentecost invite, okay, say who's coming. Come up and join the discussion. I don't mind it because I really want, yes. Accept, yes, accept. Come on, join me this. I don't have a problem. You? Morning.
Yes, man, I'm here. Morning, you hearing me?
Good morning.
You hearing me? Good morning, you hearing me?
Good morning. Who's joining here this morning? I'm not hearing you.
You're not hearing me? I'm
You're talking, but your phone, your mic mute.
Oh, shit.
You read? Your mic mute, but I'm not hearing you.
No, man, me might not move, man. No. You not hearing me?
I'm not hearing you at all.
Well, me no know. Me might not move.
Yes, thanks for joining. I'm not hearing you, I don't know why.
Me no know. I must find your
You sure you might mute, you're speaking, but your mic is mute. See, your mic is mute.
Sir, may I hear you, man? May I hear you, sir?
I'm not hearing Gary either.
That means that you, Miss Aingo. I feel inside.
Why I'm not hearing anybody?
I feel inside.
Okay. I turn out. Yes, morning. I'm hearing you now.
Morning, Mr. Ingram. Morning.
Hear me now.
Morning. Yes.
I'm this man. The NHT need to go back to where this farm for. Build affordable house. No, for build house. You build affordable house.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is scandalous. I was.
Because as me say, when me believe say the NHT enough to make profit. The amount of money the NHT can build house, as me said, they can build one. But the government have land already, you know.
Yes.
So that's come on. So the government can.
Who's that? Who's that? Gary, turn off your. Continue.
Yeah, man. As me said, the government have land, so the government need to just use the land and build houses. Can be some like a one-room quad. That first we get 7.5 million. I can get that one there. And build
Yes.
2 room. We have family. We can get 50 million and buy that. And start with the 80 million. I was on one-room quad. Like we have the Clement to make it. I look at my house nice now.
Yes.
And look at one room worth 400,000 that I know it value much money. You understand?
Ridiculous.
So they need to know.
Yes.
That they need to do. Yeah.
And when you get two side, you take time put down few blocks and soon you have a mansion.
Yeah, man. On 3 side we get the front, we get the front, the back, and the side.
Yes.
Build them back. I remember the government, they must have land. The government have land already. Energy is not to make house to profit. It's to make house to afford to people. So they now need no profit. You understand?
That's the point I'm making.
And $11 billion a year, $11 billion a year. Yes, it started under the PNP, but it was start because to bring the economy where it is today.
Yes.
The JLP going who currently now still taking the $11 billion, $88 billion since 2016.
Hold on. Is 11 billion they're taking? Hold on.
Yeah, 11 billion annually. 11 billion annually. So they go, yeah.
Are you
so
serious?
Yeah. So in the last 8 years, the government of Jamaica take $88 billion from NHT. How much out $88 billion
Are you serious?
How much out $88 billion could have bill give the people? And I'm not fact. How much out $11 billion can bill per year to give people, to give contributors?
Well, no, sir, may I say something to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
In a Portia Simpson administration, she used $5 billion and built 256 units between Arnett Garden and Donga. Out of Parishton Road, that's without the name again. A $5 billion she used and built 256 units, you know. Right beside there.
You see? I think I know what you're talking.
Right beside, we call it examination depot there, sir.
Yes, I know what you're talking. That's correct. And Spanish Town Road. I know what you're talking.
$5
I know what you're
billion she
talking.
used and built 256 units, you know. So you want $88 billion?
Hold on. Let me get something straight now. You are saying that within the last 8 years, this administration take $11 billion a year from the NHC?
$11 billion annually.
No, man. Jamaican, we can't continue like this. This is a joke.
But remember, listen, that's what I'm saying to you. The government have land already across Jamaica.
Yes.
Just use the land them, give it to the NHT or sell it to the NHT at a reasonable price. And make the NHT construct reasonable, affordable house. So look a one-room quad. For a little person who just left school and start work can get the one-room quad there. When him married and your family can add on upon that. And you build the two rooms them like we're in our scheme Clemotites, where we can just where you can get a couple, a married family, you have two then and take the $15 million, then get the 15 million build the 2 room there. So you can do it. And we don't need to make profit.
The question, who is that? Who is there? Who is the person that
Me and am I
turn off the mic? Mute your mic there. Mute your mic, please. Mute your mic. I mean, I don't know if you mute me now. Because, yes. So hold on. How are we now going to get the attention of the NHT to change the approach? What is happening? It can't be business as usual.
Well, I want to have to change the numbers in Ingram. We have to change the government first.
Well, but hold on. And I'm serious here now. When we change the government, our government, if we change it tomorrow morning, PNP, the PNP have to stop this too, you know.
Well, that's
what we're saying.
But that's Mark going to proposal, you know, to bring by the energy to farmer glory. Yeah, that's Mark going to proposal. He said at the conference, he want to bring back NHT to what it was created for. Build affordable for people. Not houses, you know, affordable houses. So on a house, them all house can really $100 million. But affordable housing meaning where the contributor can a contributor entitled to $750 million, $7.5 million. You $7.5 million. Yes. So you can build some one-room house over the $7.5 million. You build some two-room house over the $15 million, where a husband and a wife or a couple can go together and buy the house. You know what I'm saying? So you can't. So you can't have the money, say you set your enter the 7.5 million, and you have the
7.5
lowest, the
million.
lowest house of 12 million. All that over.
That
That
is
makes
madness.
sense.
Gary,
Yeah, NHC have enough money. NHC have a whole heap of
Gary,
money.
man. How do I mute Gary? Because he's not. How do I mute him? All right. How is? You all right now? You? Did I mute everybody?
Me mute. When I make that man, me mute. Me Gary talk.
Oh, Gary. Okay. Yes, Gary. Yeah, here, Gary?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you, man.
Yes. How we get the attention of the NHT right now?
But Mr.
How
Ingram,
Jamaican get the attention?
I'm going to tell you, sir, in a portion since administration, when she used the $5 billion and build 256 units,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
These houses was 2-bedroom and 3-bedrooms house. And even though they were in the inner city, like Arnett Garden and down by, as I explained, down by Firestone Road, they were in the inner city. But
Yes.
they were quality house. Now I'm saying
Yes.
that if the NHT over 80 people take $88 billion from the trust, and you don't see one God Almighty house, where the money go?
Hold on. Let me get something straight from you. The 88 billion you're saying that was taken from the church over the last 8 years, that money was used to do what?
Me not see no house bill.
Hold on, man. Let me get something clear.
No,
now.
we know that was taken to short the budget.
Oh, to
Budgetary
God.
support. It was straight
We are
consent
not
for.
talking. So we are not talking about
So
that.
that's why we don't. That's a no new tax.
okay.
Sir Ingram, that's why we don't know. That's why they show us a no new tax. If you take
hold
$11
on.
billion,
Either the concrete or lick up.
Hold on.
And
The argument about no new tax, that's a flaw, That's a flaw. Don't repeat it, that flaw. Because listen what happened. All the money collected in Jamaica, is placed in the consolidated fund, Okay? And a friend of mine the other day went to FLA and he was late for 2 days and he paid $15,000 for late fees. So what they're simply doing, they're pushing about the different fees around the place and they're not called tax. Right? And all those money are going in the consolidated fund. So they have money in the consolidated fund. So therefore they don't have to call what they normally call tax. They can make it stay right there. But they're collecting money from other means and call it something else. So this notion about no new tax, not go so.
Ingram, listen. No, why am I saying
Or they call it a different name.
No, what I'm saying, if the government say no new tax, just imagine.
Yes.
You give by the NHG the $11 billion annual and make it start
Yes.
below. The budget I got $8 billion short down.
Yes.
$3 billion I got $8 billion. So when the government run off and say 7 years and no new tax, and them take money from the NHG, I do non-belows, but I show the budget. How them are sure the economy are growing. Then the premise last that we say no. The premise last that we say the economy fragile. All of a sudden the economy fragile,
Yeah. What make it fragile? What make?
I don't know why him say that. I don't know. Him said the best it ever been in Jamaica history, and now him say fragile.
No, when this administration came into power, the growth was 3%. We have not over the last 8 years, we have not gone to 3% as yet. As a matter of fact, we were promised 5%.
He said he take it from a precipice. He said take the government, the country was in a precipice when he take it over. So he said. And the private sector there, and none of them no correct him, and the media no correct him.
Not this government, because right now, what the growth right now is less. The growth pencil about 1%. The growth right
less than
now.
one. No, less than 0.1%.
Less than 0.1%. Now, if you take the government, when you came in power, the country was growing at 3%, and you have not grown it since. So what are you talking about?
So
that is an argument.
The way the economy did good, the way the economy did good, he said 3 and 5, 5 and 4. Remember, I promised 5 and 4.
That was promised, yes.
Yes.
That was promised.
Yes.
Well,
what in Nigel Clark, Busrat Boy, and Michael Leachin.
We cannot continue like this. And this morning, I respectfully I want to continue on the National Housing Trust because I was shocked when I listened and read Lisa Hanna's article. The trust is spending almost $15 billion a year for administration, right? And right now, for example, in Mapen right now, they're building a building down there. What would cause that building to be there for the longest while and can't finish? Housing trust don't have a cash flow problem. The housing trust don't have a cash flow problem.
Yeah, but when I said they must send you to the bank to borrow money, you know. NHG not alone here. You have to borrow from the bank to buy a house now, you know, because NHG only got $7.5 million.
And that's the point I'm making. We have to seriously, we have to hold the PNP administration when they win this election.
Of course, yeah, of course. Yeah,
because return the NHT to its core function. It can't be business as usual.
Yeah.
Right? And the other point I'm making too, the money that was taken from the NHE should be in the NHE books as a loan. It should be a loan to the government.
Yeah,
that 88 billion should be a loan to the government. Yeah, and you know what now? You know what now? They could have used that money and set off with the land. Use that money, get that money and disperse land to the tune of 11 billion, 88 billion.
Money with the government would take from NHT. The government give land. Just give land right across the country below.
Give land.
Yeah, but the government can give land right across the country below.
Yes,
right across
give land commensurate to that 88 billion. And then the contributors can get a better deal with getting a loan. Right? So we have to see.
That's what I'm saying. You can't start build back affordable houses because I said, listen, $7 million. If you have the land, $7 million can buy a one room house. Nice one room house.
Look what somebody RJ88 is saying that the NHT money is being used to satisfy external debt. That's a catastrophe. That can't be the case. And we want to more parade about we're going and the big country at best that have ever been. This country have never been like next year where they take 88 billion from NHC. So that can't be correct. It's the worst we have been.
$88 billion.
So it's the worst the country has ever been.
Yeah, and next year it will be 99 billion.
No. So the fact of the matter is, this country is in the worst state it has ever been over the last 8 years because we have taken 88 billion from the NHT. To do what?
Remember when
to do what?
$5 billion them there?
Show up the budget.
Remember when
to show up the budget?
Yeah, show up the budget.
So the economy is not going.
Yeah. No.
Nothing is happening then.
Yeah, nothing. But the mass of people.
Nothing is happening.
Yeah, but when they tell the labor and then tell you say this and then tell that and then now look on the fact there.
You know the other point I'm arguing about this morning to you. The 20,000.
Gary wants to say something. Gary wants to say something.
Oh, Gary?
Remember when we take the $5 billion, all them did not go on and create amok over the $5 billion.
I remember.
Whenever talk with the $5 billion, because listen me, we want to know because when we take $11 billion for the next 3 years, they should fix up the IMF something. They fix up in them say them not carry a court. And them continue it, so I don't know. And yesterday every day them come in and say no new tax. And that was necessary. I remember distinctly when we took that money to show the Jamaican economy, it was a crucial part because the IDB, the IMF, and the World Bank wasn't talking to us. Yeah. That was a part of the deal.
Remember distinctly we were in the red.
Yeah.
We forfeit our loan. We forfeit our agreement with the IMF and the World Bank and what have you. We were in the dire strait.
But even the debt exchange of both parties though, is a fault. Debt exchange, you remember say is a fault. Is a fault to fault.
Yes. Fault loan. Yes,
Jamaica, we
yes.
will break the agreement. We promise we
Yes.
put X amount of percent. I will settle at less out so we fall upon with that.
Forfeit or debt. Listen,
Yeah.
listen, Jamaicans, this is a serious issue. And every time I come on this live and get a chance to speak, I'm going to talk about this one. We
Yeah, man.
cannot continue to allow the NHT to continue to function under the present format. It can't work. As a matter of fact, I am also asking.
The only thing when I agree with NHT is education. If they want you to build school, we agree with that. Education.
Yes,
Anything with education, I also.
Yes. Yes. Schools but we cannot listen. This is a serious issue, and Jamaican but understand. Stop looking on the bell or the head right now and focus on this crucial point. The NHT was formed in 1976 to provide housing in Jamaica. It is not doing that, and it must go back to the core function.
Exactly.
And the next vote we are voting is that is a crucial point that we are voting towards. And we will the new next administration, we must hold them to it. Because it is scandalous. Exactly. So the bottom line is, when all the excitement are gone, the bottom line is Jamaica is in a worse position it has been over the last 8 years. If we have raided 88 billion from the National Housing Trust, right? It is crazy. It is crazy. RJ 88, that we're talking about, RJ. We have to keep this, and I've heard you on the live most time. You have to take this as a part of our demand going forward. From going forward, we have to get the NHT back. Government, of course, the government is broke. RJ, he said that, of course, the government, because this tax credit that is being given right now, you know, is one of the stupidest acts I've ever seen in the longest while, you know. Because it's tax credit right now. There was a hole in the budget. And we take money, future money. We take future earnings and using future earnings to give back tax credit right now. Huh? We can't be doing that. That's foolishness.
The great Nigel Clark.
Like 80.
Foolishness. Or are we taking future earnings and using it to give back people as tax credit? What other rubbish is that? What other rubbish is that? Jamaican, are we serious? How can it be the worst time in PNP and the PNP time we were in the red? No, you're missing it. We were not in the red with the IMF. We didn't cause the red in the IMF. You're missing it totally. Somebody missing it totally. We were not in the end. We came take over the government when the IMF was in the red.
Because we know they have a deal. The government had the deal. The JLP government take the people their money and tell them to them how to do that and jump ship left them and don't take a test.
I remember that distinctly.
And then the IMF said they not deal with it. So we have to do all kind of things to get back for them grace.
I remember.
So that was a part of it. We have to prove so we can pay, we can generate. That's why the tax measure put it. We have proof so we can pay back for everything around the country by collecting tax and something. So NHT coming now, the $11 billion cover short NHT. So NHT coming for 4 years, and it was for 3 years. And the JLP opposition leader and Joel is cussed and say, "Man, you ready to go court." Because the NHT were made for that.
RJ88 is saying us that BOJ issue government bond to mop up liquidity, and JLP give out 20,000 and put it back on the market.
That's true. That's true.
These are the things that are happening. Are we talking foolishness? These are some serious issue. These are some serious bread and butter issue that is affecting the country severely.
Yep.
And we have to take time out to identify them and call them out.
Yep.
Every chance you get to call them out, the facts of the situation.
And they are the minions in the Funny, I talk about this and the country run good and this.
Madness.
We buy this amount of police car, this amount of
Madness.
bus and taxi and money, and we now borrow the money fix road. And the government move the debt. The government move the debt from $2 trillion to $2.3 trillion. And we are paying that debt.
So Richard, you have a lot of educated done.
It's a serious issue. It's a serious issue, and we have to call a spade a spade. It cannot handle it.
But now, see the truth about the NHG, you know, a lot of educated duns are out there, they're not seeing the truth.
No, they see truth, but them are protect and they do all this. When they can't get to it, they can't get to the PNP, so they know they can't go to the PNP with foolishness. So no for a private sector where you see around up and down and talk about this and talk about that. I want to mix the Mitri, but I call him Mitzi Siaga. He PSOJ president, Mitzi Siaga, because he sound like one guy. And we ain't train them. Yeah, I talk about the best thing.
We just call it as it is. We're not disrespect nobody. Richard. We just give it the facts of the facts. The facts are the facts.
We are in a serious situation.
Yeah.
We are in a serious situation, and we can't continue like accept. Who is joining us here again? Who's joining us here again? Opal, what you saying, Opal? Morning. Morning, Opal.
Good morning. I'm in the shower listening to you guys. Sorry. Good morning. I didn't even know I'm on it.
Well, put on the camera. Put on the camera, man.
No.
Put on the camera.
Morning, yours.
You're telling us that she's in the shower.
Morning, Opal. Me just catch your list sooner.
Put on the camera, Opal. If you're in the shower, put on the camera.
we know the camera. Them look good already. We not need camera.
Thanks for the laugh, but Opal,
yes,
this is serious.
Yeah, man. We all have to do that. We can't just mad and quarrel every day. Because laugh is good.
This laugh is good. This is serious. I was shocked when I listened to Lisa and her statistics yesterday about the National Housing Trust. And I'm hearing you know about the fact that $11 billion each year, 88 billion over the last 8 years. That's what we have been. No new tax. And nobody reminding us that it's the money taken from housing trust, putting there. That's why there's no new tax. Rubbish. How can we go about and sit down and accept these rubbish?
But besides
as if we have any sense.
And next tax when my colleague can now use with purpose the edge tax where we put in for edge, put by the edge. Him still collecting that tax.
But there's some changes to it.
They make some changes to it? Yeah, but
I don't remember, but I think there's some changes to it. Okay. The edge. I think there's some changes to it.
Okay, coming on. So then
I'm not sure. Don't hold me to it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Like the edge tax was to hold the island at a certain price, right?
Yes.
Yes, I think there was some change.
No, but them still are collecting data. Them now forward, but them buy gas forward. Them forward buy gas. That means that like we want to know if you buy gas now the gas with $300 bar, we buy it already if it this money with ourselves for now.
Yes.
And then now use that be purpose wait for. You get me?
We yes, definitely. We cannot continue like this. It can't be business as usual.
Cannot be.
It can't be business as usual. Right? It can't be business as usual. And this argument, and you know something too? This 20,000 that we are giving, 20,000 tax break. There's a hole in the budget with future sales things. Are we using these to give back so we're giving back tax break? No.
We are borrowing future money. We want to make it.
No, we are giving away future money. We're giving away the future money. It's giving away.
Yep.
It's giving it away, you know. We don't earn it yet. We collect it up front and give it away, and we don't earn it yet.
Exactly.
And when in the basic deal, you don't ever make any prediction based on don't make any real plans based on future earnings. You don't do things that.
Yeah, because you make a projection when the time going to make your money way out. You have got government have got taxpayer have got pay back.
Crazy.
Then he part time for the spark and them talk about spark and they never have money for the spark. Because him say me now sell.
That's fine. There's the money.
He say me now sell receipt. He say me now sell receivable, but think where receivable then there.
I think 45 billion was sold.
Yeah, but you know, said that was it. No, sir. That's why them have to go sell it. That's why them have to go do what them do. You can't nobody buy it. No. What them have to sell? Them not sell it 20% na JPS too, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, they not sell it.
Listen. We cannot continue like this, fellow Jamaicans. We hear a serious thing, and this morning I am insisting that the NHT, we have to look at seriously, hold every chance we get. We're going to have to hold this to it. Yeah. And ensure that John public understand. So what is happening here now is a situation where Jamaicans are not appraised of the fact of the situation, you know. It come back right now also to the issue of the Prime Minister and his certification. Mm-hmm. Because people are sitting and believe everything is cool. And people don't realize that the request to the High Court to grant leave for a review is a basic delay tactic.
Yeah. I don't want the
basic delay tactics.
Yeah.
Because the government of the day, the Prime Minister of the day cannot sit there in Parliament with the fear that the operator fear of this country, and he's not certified. His returns are not certified. Mm-hmm. The question of his income is not certified. We don't know. The country is not aware. Is not fully appraised of how his income is achieved. So it's a serious issue. We can't sit down every day who's inviting. We can't sit down every day and behave as if we don't have no sense. Mm-hmm. We have to look at the facts and take time out and listen to people who are following the thing. Because even look at this, if the NHT is not for people who is paying, scrap it. No, we don't have to. They don't need to be scrapped. It need to be restructured.
Because madness, we want to attack.
You don't need to restructure that. They just need to go refocus. Go back to the normal focus.
To old core.
Yeah, go back
to core function. Go back to its core function. Yes. Yeah. What it was instituted and sent to do.
Simply, you know, the government take $88 billion, $100 billion from last levy, then take $110 billion. Just give land, give NHT land right across the country with billows. Just give NHT land.
Jolly, thanks for joining.
You know, honestly, you heard about the NHT thing, and as somebody where both get a house street and suffer for both getting a house street before. Honestly, NHT need for restructure at this point. I think it should be removed as a government entity and privatized. And let me tell you why. First and foremost, NHT was designed to be.
Do you mean hold on? I don't think you mean privatized. I think you mean to operate independently.
Operate independently.
Okay, I think that's what you mean, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Honestly.
Just like TJ, just like TJ.
Well,
you need to operate like TJ.
Well, I know. All right,
make a point. Make a point. Right.
Well, I know. All right, may explain to you why prioritize come to my mind first, even though operate independently is a thing. Everybody in Jamaica in a certain power of an affiliation to whether PNP or JLP, right? You see, if you privatize something where operate independently of affiliation, you kind of get better operation, because right now, first and foremost, NHG was designed for poor people from back in the 70s to enable as a housing solution, income per contribution per capita. That was the initial purpose. Then all of a sudden, contributions were made mandatory from your salary over a period of time, which is fine. I mean, we have to finance this thing will make housing possible, right? But then over a
Yes.
period of time, gains were made in terms of CASA land versus CASA housing, which is a natural occurrence. This will happen no matter what you do. But you know when it happened over the last period of years, the procedural structure within NHT was not revamped, not redone. So you have the same 1970s operate with the same percentage expectation versus the changes. So now you end up in a system where a house costs $30 million, but the most NHT willing filling is $3 million. $3 million of which
7.5.
exactly 7.5. Yeah. See that that's
Right.
a reason. 7.5. The house costs 30 million, and after 7.5, they're not like 100% either. You still have to go to one bank to get that 10% there, which is 750,000. Then
Jolene, Jolene, listen, where's the $30 million? Listen to me, as me said, NHT were formed to make affordable houses.
Yes.
NHT, we're not the government of land. Let me explain. The government of land. The $7 million NHT can build house and sell it for $7 million, one room house. And sell 2 rooms for $15 million. I mean, I tell you that they never sell it for $30 million.
Which is why
NHT you see $30 million, the private man never build that. NHT if you build house
Yes.
for $7.5
Yes,
million.
that's an excellent point.
well, I know.
That's the point.
This is
That's
why
the point,
I say
you.
that's why I say NHT need to be redone from the 1970s. It need to be redone because NHT technically not build house anymore. You know? A matter of
No,
they
they need to go back to build house like in the 70s.
And
They
that
need to
means say,
go
need
back
to be
to
What do you
the
mean by that? What do you mean by that NHT? Hold on. What do you mean
NHT
that
don't build
NHT don't build us anymore?
All right.
They don't build house. They buy house and
Buy
developer
house from
and
developers.
Yeah.
Are they contract developers to build the house? Then the cost of the house is based on the money the developers spend versus where they sell back to the people.
Hold on. Let us hold on. Let us be the devil's advocate here. Is it because they don't have the skills to build why they have to do it like that?
No,
And what is
cannot-
necessarily wrong with that?
No, what?
Yeah, Ingram, there's two truths to that question that we answer. There's the truth, and there's the truth that when we tell the public and what we choose to believe, and then there's the real truth. Which one you want here? Because
The
one
real
truth is that,
Ingram, add Kaif. Kaif, why you add him?
hey,
Kaiv,
Yeah, Kaif.
hey, Mr. Ingram,
Okay.
here one truth in a reality when they come out to ADHD. They will tell you, say, simpler, more cost effective for Matalan and them man, they make a subset of houses in our area and then we sell it back to NHG contributors. They will tell you that. The real truth at the end of the day, we mash up Jamaica overall, when we sit down and watch when it growing up as a kid, is that everybody butter everybody on the table. So the focus gone completely. Take it Ulster more to the place that at Portmore. Dumble rolling out at Portmore. Then you look on the size of houses versus the cost. The size of houses is what you say help for a low income earner, right? And this was the original intention. When you look on the list of people who get the houses, these people can't afford regular size houses.
how much is the house? How much is
Purpose the
what
people
size
that
house?
intend for them have because they have to put time on them to make their house. They get the message?
I'm not getting Kaiv. I don't know
No,
why.
man. Most people don't get them house then. I'm building to mansion
I'm trying
nowadays.
to get the Kaiv.
As some regular people swear, as some regular because look, you know, I'm tell you something. If you got land, if you got the land, where please
I'm doing something wrong. I don't know.
No. Well, you follow me here. You follow me. Let me show you something. Follow me here. NHD requirement to get a house is you have to contribute 52 weeks consecutively. That's the first requirement, right?
Yeah, which is right.
Right. Then you have to make a certain amount of income to become and qualified again, right? Now follow me now.
Kaiv,
No, follow me now. You make them two requirements. You meet them two requirements there. You say, alright, then make apply.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but
Then
I'm
when
not
you
getting
apply,
you.
then when you apply,
Send the request. I don't know why I'm not getting you.
You continue, go on.
and then when you
Continue
apply
on.
for the host there, right? You as a local man between the ages of 25 and 35 apply for the host there. When the list of names come out, your name is not there. So your first question is, okay, why me not get you? Because me meet the requirements we put on paper.
I didn't have enough. You want to get you have enough?
glove points. I'm glad you said because that's what I'm getting to.
No,
And
this
here's
is
where
that's
the
not
problem
telling
is.
no. Any no, that's not telling any. Let me tell you what's anything. Let me tell you, government needs to have land. Government need to give the land to the NHT, and then the NHT contractor to build affordable house. That means say the policeman, the teacher, and the young professional can get house at can go borrow $750 million and build one room, and two
No,
of them can get
7.5.
7.5 million and buy the one room, and then it's two of them go together and buy the 2 room for $50 million. They need to build the house. Cause listen, all right, if you get you have salon, what size house?
Send a request, send a request. I don't know why I'm not
If you
getting
have
it.
salon now, what size house you can build? Look, you can build $7.5 million. If you get the land, you can build a nice 2 room house with $7 million, $7.5 million.
Depends on Yeah, you can.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying to you. NHT weren't farmed to make profit. What NHT needed, the government give the NHT the land and the NHT go develop it and pay the contractor, get a developer build the house. And you build the house, them listen to me, you build some 1 room house and in now 7 months and say in now go take 7.5 million to build the house. You don't take $4 million for build the house. The contractor still get 2.5 for himself. Me I tell you that. So I saw anything you do, and the more you be like I said, be like 1,000 house here, so be like 1,000 house here, so and be like,
but I don't know where I'm not getting it at all.
You got at least 5,000 house I go down. So eventually, by 10 years time, 50,000 people want 50,000 people want house in Jamaica.
Excellent idea. You're excellent.
I tell you that you don't want more than anything to make profit.
That's the way to go. That's the way to go.
Have to go. You
That's the way
don't
to go.
The government go to get land and all across Jamaica in every parish. And we say we are at St. Thomas, we are build 500 house at St. Thomas. And we are going to build 500 house at Portland. We are going to build 500 house at this. And the whole 14 parishes build 500 house. Yeah? So you build so 14 times 5 at what? 70,000 house that are going to build. And you target time when you want the 70,000 house. Within 10 years. As 70,000 people that get house within 10 years. 70,000 young people we just left, we just start work. And I don't know myself here than 7.5 million where you can get, you know, just get your below.
Because the NFT do not have a cash flow problem.
They don't have a cash flow problem, and we have a land. The government have a land, we borrow NHT money, so we give us NHT the land.
Yes.
You understand me? I say? This thing myself easy.
You know, say,
easy.
You